Only those with a virtuous heart can see these 6 things, truly miraculous. Dear friend, only those with a virtuous heart can perceive these 6 things. There are truths in life that, though simple, not everyone can discern. There are realities right before our eyes, yet not all are destined to grasp them. Like a lotus blooming amidst the mud, only with sufficient merit and fate can the flower unfurl and release its fragrance. Those with a virtuous heart are not superior to others, but they have endured countless trials and tribulations. They have tasted the bitterness and sweetness of life, experienced loss and suffering, and gradually come to understand the ways of the world. They harbor no resentment, cling to nothing, and hold no anger. They quietly observe, comprehend, and smile at the fluctuations of existence. Some spend half a lifetime to realize these truths, while others, even after a full cycle of birth and death, remain lost in their search. If you are reading these words today, perhaps you are touched by fate. If you feel a resonance, perhaps you have stepped one foot through the door of wisdom. If your heart feels at peace upon understanding these things, perhaps a virtuous seed already lies within you. Everything in life is a matter of cause and condition, and our meeting here is no exception. I invite you to calm your mind and join me on a journey to explore the 6 wondrous truths that only those with a virtuous heart can see. 1. Seeing impermanence, the heart clings no more. Everything in this world is in constant flux. Day follows night, spring gives way to summer, flowers bloom and then wither. Humans are born, grow old, fall ill, and eventually depart this life. Nothing remains still, nothing lasts forever. This is impermanence. We often suffer when precious things slip away. Youth fades, loved ones pass, wealth diminishes, and fame wanes. But if we look deeper, we see that change is inevitable, the very nature of existence. Those with a virtuous heart, upon accepting this truth, no longer lament or panic in the face of change. Like leaves falling in autumn or cherry blossoms scattering after spring, everything unfolds according to its natural course. Long ago, in a small village by a great river, lived a man named Old Fong. He toiled his entire life, building a comfortable home, fertile fields, healthy livestock, and a loving family. To the villagers, Old Fong was a successful man, possessing all a farmer could dream of. But one day, a fierce storm struck. Rain poured for 3 days and nights, and flood waters from upstream swept away everything in their path. When the skies cleared, the village lay in ruins, homes destroyed, fields submerged, livestock gone. Old Fong stood by the riverbank, tears streaming down his face as he surveyed the devastation. His lifetime of hard work had vanished into nothing. He collapsed to the ground, sobbing, "Oh heavens, why such injustice? I've done no evil, so why take everything from me?" From that day, he sat by the river, staring into the distance, consumed by resentment. He lost his appetite and willed to start anew. Villagers pitied him, some urging him to rise again, but he only shook his head, sighing, "Everything is gone. What's left to strive for?" One day, a wandering monk passed through the village. Seeing Old Fong's desolate expression, the monk approached. He picked up a dry branch and drew a circle on the ground. "Do you see this circle?" he asked. Old Fong glanced at it but remained silent. The monk continued gently, "Is this circle large or small?" Old Fong replied wearily, "It's just a circle. What does its size matter?" The monk smiled, erased the circle, and drew a larger one. Looking into Old Fong's eyes, he said, "Before, your wealth, home, and livestock were your entire world. Losing them, you felt you lost everything. But do you know, life is like this circle. If you focus only on a small scope, you see only loss. But if you widen your view, you'll realize the world holds many more precious things." Old Fong remained silent, his eyes still heavy with sorrow. The monk drew another circle and said slowly, "Everything in life is like this circle. It comes and goes, fills and empties, exists and vanishes. Homes, wealth, loved ones, health all change ceaselessly. We cannot hold on to anything forever. If you cling to this pain, you trap yourself in a tiny circle, never stepping beyond it." With that, the monk stood, brushed his hands, and continued his journey. Old Fong watched him leave, a strange feeling stirring within. He looked at the circles on the ground, gradually blurred by the wind. Tears fell again, but this time, not from resentment, they were tears of awakening. From that day, Old Fong no longer sat lamenting by the river. Instead of dwelling on his losses, he began rebuilding a modest home. Starting with a simple hut, he gradually reclaimed the land, planted crops, and raised animals. Everything began from nothing, but this time, he no longer feared loss. A villager asked, "How are you so calm now? Aren't you afraid of losing again?" Old Fong smiled. I understand now. Everything is fleeting, coming and going like water over a bridge. Why cling to it? And so, he lived the rest of his days in peace, at ease with life's changes. Impermanence is the inevitable law of all things. Nothing lasts forever. Scenes come and go. Things rise and fall, all flowing like water, never to return. Those who do not understand impermanence live in anxiety and attachment. Those who do live freely and at ease. 2. Seeing cause and effect, blaming neither others nor fate. Those with a virtuous heart understand that everything in life arises from causes and conditions. Nothing happens by chance, no suffering comes without reason, and no happiness arises without cause. If we face hardship today, it stems from unwholesome seeds sown in the past. If we enjoy blessings, it is the fruit of accumulated merit. Cause and effect cycle endlessly, precise to the smallest detail. Those who do not understand cause and effect blame the heavens, curse fate, or pity themselves when suffering strikes. They fault others or destiny, envy the wealthy, resent the happy, and ask, why is my life so bitter? Yet they fail to ask what they have done to bring about such outcomes. Those with a virtuous heart are different. They do not blame others, resent life, or complain about adversity. When facing hardship, they reflect on their own actions, examining what seeds they have sown. From there, they mend their ways, cultivating wholesome deeds to reap good fruit in the future. They rely not on luck nor seek scapegoats. They know their fate is of their own making, and only they can change it. As the saying goes, plant a seed, reap its fruit. To know your past life, look at your present. To know your future, observe your actions today. If your life is filled with suffering, it likely stems from harm or unwholesome deeds in the past. If your life is peaceful and abundant, it reflects past kindness and good deeds. Likewise, to shape your future, examine how you live now. A life of integrity, free from wrongdoing, helping others, and accumulating merit ensures a brighter future, even if the present is challenging. Long ago, there was a wealthy merchant whose business thrived, amassing riches and splendor. Yet, despite his fortune, he carried an inexplicable unease, as if burdened by an unpaid debt. One day, a frail, ragged beggar appeared in the village, wandering and begging for scraps. Strangely, whenever he saw the merchant, the beggar would rush forward, cursing him with eyes full of hatred. Puzzled, the villagers asked the beggar, "Why do you despise this merchant so?" Tears welling, the beggar replied, "You don't know. In my past life, I too was a wealthy merchant. As I grew old, I entrusted my fortune to a close friend. But he betrayed me, seizing everything, leaving me to die in poverty and resentment. That friend is the man you call the wealthy merchant today." The villagers were stunned, and the merchant paled. That night, he sought out a temple and knelt before the head monk, asking, "Venerable, if I truly wronged this man in a past life, what must I do now?" The monk replied gently, "Cause and effect never err, not by a hair's breadth. Your wealth today is the remnant of past merit, but a debt owed must be repaid. If you do not settle it, this resentment will linger through many lives. The only way to end it is to willingly repay the debt, aiding the one you wronged. Only then can the cycle of cause and effect cease." The merchant understood. The next day, he approached the beggar and said respectfully, "If I indeed owed you in a past life, I will repay you now. From today, live in my home, and I will care for you until the end of your days." The beggar, hearing this, wept. From that day, his curses ceased, and his resentment dissolved. Not long after, he passed away in peace. As for the merchant, after settling his past debt, his heart grew light, the unease vanishing. Cause and effect are impartial, favoring neither rich nor poor. Those who understand it hold no grudges. If someone harms us, we see it as repaying an old debt. If someone treats us poorly, we view it as a chance to practice forgiveness. If life brings suffering, we see it as an opportunity to grow and refine ourselves. Those who blame others or fate remain trapped in turmoil. Those who grasp cause and effect have hearts as light as clouds, free from anger toward life. They know that instead of complaining, they must examine and change their own ways. The beauty of the future lies not in others, but in the deeds we sow today. Understanding this, we let go of resentment and blame, living with kindness and in harmony with nature. Remember, plant wholesome seeds, reap wholesome fruit. Plant unwholesome seeds, and unwholesome consequences follow. No one escapes cause and effect in this life. It is only a matter of time. So, rather than fear or resent, ask yourself, what seeds am I planting today? If you desire a better future, live virtuously now. No deity dictates your fate. You alone write your destiny. 3. seeing the hearts of others yet preserving one's kindness. Life is far from simple, and the hearts of people are even harder to fathom. Some wear smiles on their faces while harboring schemes behind their backs. Others speak sweet words, but their intentions are purely self-serving. Life does not always bring encounters with the virtuous. Often, we face deceit and betrayal. Yet, those with a virtuous heart do not let this erode their innate kindness. They see through others, but hold no anger. They discern who is genuine and who is false, yet they do not allow this to alter their compassionate nature. They understand that while human hearts may waver, their own integrity and kindness must not be swept away by the currents of life. The ancients taught, to know all yet retain a heart of compassion is true wisdom. Those with a virtuous heart do not let others' deceit taint their spirit. They refuse to let wounds turn them bitter or betrayals strip away their faith in goodness. They continue to live sincerely, treating others with generosity, while wisely maintaining boundaries to protect themselves from harm. Long ago, in a small village, lived a blacksmith named Truong, renowned for his kindness and honesty. He often helped the poor, charging less or working for free for those who could not afford his services, such as forging knives, hoes, or sickles. One day, a stranger arrived in the village, claiming to be a merchant from afar. He approached Truong, commissioning a fine sword and promising to pay triple the usual fee upon delivery. Trusting and dedicated, Truong poured his heart into crafting a razor-sharp blade. When the sword was complete, the merchant came to collect it but claimed he lacked the funds, asking to take the sword and return in a few days with the full payment, triple, as promised. Truong, with his kind nature, agreed without hesitation. But a month passed, then a year, and the merchant never returned. The villagers, hearing the story, pitied Truong. They said, "You're too kind, Truong, and that's why you were deceived. Don't trust anyone again." Others advised, "The world is full of cheats. If you keep being so honest, you'll always be taken advantage of. Why not learn to be shrewder?" Truong only smiled gently and replied, "Deceit is their choice, but kindness is mine. If I lose faith in goodness because of one person's betrayal, haven't I let the dishonest win?" The villagers fell silent, struck by his words. Years later, a poor young man came to Truong, asking for a knife to work his fields. Too poor to pay up front, he offered to work for Truong in exchange. Truong, without hesitation, crafted the knife for free. The young man, deeply grateful, vowed to repay the kindness when he could. Many years passed, and that young man became a prosperous merchant. He returned to the village with great wealth, knelt before Truong, and said, "Thanks to the knife you gave me, I built my livelihood. Without your kindness, I wouldn't be where I am today. I've come to repay your generosity." Truong smiled, declining the large sum offered. He said simply, "Live with kindness. That is the gift I wish to receive." In life, not everyone deserves our sincerity. Some, helped once, remain grateful forever. Others, no matter how much we give, stay ungrateful or even turn against us. Thus, the wise do not blindly trust, but place their kindness where it belongs. Kindness is like water. Poured on fertile soil, it nurtures growth. Poured on barren land, it goes to waste. Preserving kindness does not mean being naive or allowing exploitation. The wise maintain their goodness, but also protect themselves. Like a lotus rising from mud yet unstained, those with wisdom live among complex hearts, keeping their kindness pure and untainted by the ways of the world. For, seeing abundance in what one already has, humans are rarely content. They always crave more, believing that just a little extra will bring happiness. But once they attain it, they hunger for even more. Thus, they exhaust themselves chasing distant desires, forgetting that happiness lies not in how much they have, but in being content with what is already theirs. People often suffer from insatiable greed. Having one, they want 10. Having 10, they crave 100. Never satisfied, they are never at peace. But those with a virtuous heart are different. They understand that sufficiency is a blessing, and contentment brings peace. As the ancients said, the rich are not those who have much, but those who are content with what they have. A simple bowl of rice with a joyful heart surpasses a lavish feast with a troubled mind. A humble home filled with familial harmony is worth more than a grand mansion where hearts are divided. Those who grasp this truth live lightly and freely. There is a story of a fisherman living in a modest hut by a river. Each day, he caught just enough fish to feed his family, then returned home to sit on his porch, enjoying the breeze and chatting with his wife and children. His life was simple, yet he was always cheerful, free from worry. One day, a wealthy merchant passed by and saw the fisherman leisurely sipping tea. He asked, "Why don't you go catch more fish?" The fisherman smiled. "I've caught enough for today. Why catch more?" The merchant frowned. "If you catch more, you can sell them for money." "Then what?" asked the fisherman. "With money, you can buy bigger boats, hire workers, and earn even more." "Then what?" "Then you'll be rich, with a grand house, able to travel and enjoy life." The fisherman laughed. "What do you think I'm doing now? I'm enjoying life every day. I have time with my family. I'm at ease, and I have no worries. If I toil endlessly just to end up where I am now, why wait to be rich to enjoy it?" The merchant fell silent, struck by the realization. His entire life had been consumed by chasing wealth, so busy he had no time for himself or his family. Though rich, he always felt lacking, constantly fearing loss. Meanwhile, the fisherman, with little, was the richest of all, rich in time, joy, and tranquility. People often believe more will make them happier, but reality proves otherwise. With little, they crave more. With more, they fear loss. The greedy, no matter how much they have, always feel poor. The content, even with little, feel rich. Some spend their youth amassing wealth, only to realize in old age that they never truly lived. Obsessed with material gain, they lost what mattered most: family, health, time. They may be rich in money but poor in love, vitality, and moments of joy. Others live in grand homes, dining on delicacies, yet remain restless, fearing loss, envying others, or struggling to hold onto their possessions. Despite their wealth, they lack true peace. In contrast, some with modest means are always joyful. They seek only enough to eat, wear, and share with loved ones, cherishing time to savor life. Unafraid of loss and unburdened by materialism, they live freely and at peace. So, if you ever feel lacking, pause and ask, what am I truly missing? Or is it simply that I have not yet learned to be content? 5. Seeing oneself, not chasing after others. Many live their entire lives without knowing who they truly are. Swept along by society's currents, they pursue values imposed by others, only to lose themselves unknowingly. They compare themselves to others, chasing standards set by the world, tirelessly seeking fame, wealth, or status, forgetting the most vital questions. Who am I really? What do I truly want? Those with a virtuous heart are different. They do not live to please the crowd or measure their worth by others' eyes. They know themselves, what they want, what they need, what truly matters in their lives. They do not pursue fleeting glory, nor let greed or comparison cloud their judgment. They live true to their authentic selves, unmoved by praise or criticism. As the saying goes, to know others is intelligence, to know oneself is wisdom. Only by understanding oneself can one live a meaningful life, not wasting this precious human existence. Long ago, there was a renowned sculptor whose works were exquisitely crafted and widely praised. One day, the king commissioned him to create a perfect statue, one that no one could criticize. The sculptor labored day and night, meticulously refining every detail. Yet, each time he finished, he feared someone might find fault, so he kept revising. One person offered suggestions, another pointed out flaws, and he tirelessly adjusted to their opinions. Years later, the statue was complete. He invited everyone to view it, but when the curtain was lifted, silence fell. No one praised it, nor did anyone criticize it, for the statue no longer bore the sculptor's unique mark. It was a patchwork of too many opinions, too many expectations. The sculptor stood frozen, realizing that in striving to please everyone, he had lost his own essence. He knelt, shattered the statue, and declared, "From now on, I will create only works true to myself, no longer chasing the praise or blame of others." Why do so many lose themselves? Humans crave recognition and love, but sometimes this desire leads them astray. Some choose careers to fulfill their parents' wishes, ignoring their true passions. Others live to please others, forgetting what brings them joy. Many chase society's standards without asking what truly matters to them. They live a life that isn't theirs, unsure whose it is. They may achieve wealth or success, yet feel empty, for it's not the path they were meant to walk. Such a life is like a leaf drifting on a river, directionless, with no sense of where it's headed. Happiness lies not in having more, but in living true to oneself. Those who know who they are and what matters to them can live a meaningful life. The ancients taught, life is brief, don't chase others and forget yourself. So, instead of living by others' standards, live so that each day passes without regret. Knowing yourself is the first step to a truly fulfilling life. 6. Seeing happiness in each present moment. Humans often fall into two extremes, dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. They linger in memories, clinging to moments that cannot return, or they chase distant goals, believing happiness awaits their achievement. Few realize that happiness lies neither in the past nor the future, but in this very moment, right here, right now. Those with a virtuous heart are different. They cherish each moment of the present, knowing life is as fleeting as morning dew, gone in an instant. They don't wait until old age to regret youth or until loss to value what they have. They don't live for some far-off goal but embrace each second before them. The Buddha taught, happiness is not tomorrow, it is now. Long ago, a poor woodcutter named Old Thatch lived simply. One day, while gathering wood in the mountains, he found a radiant gem, glowing with dazzling light. Overjoyed, he thought, this gem must be worth a fortune. If I sell it, I'll live in comfort, free from toil. He hurried to the market, seeking a wealthy merchant to buy the gem. The merchant's eyes gleamed as he examined it, saying, this gem is priceless. Sell it now, and I'll pay 100 gold coins. Wait a year, and I'll pay double. Wait 10 years, and its value could soar even higher. Old Thatch's heart raced with excitement. He decided, I won't sell yet. I'll wait a few years until the gem's value peaks, then trade it for immense wealth and live in luxury. He carefully stored the gem, waiting eagerly. 10 years passed. Feeling the time was right, he retrieved the gem, only to be stunned. The once brilliant stone had dulled, its glow gone, its value lost. He wept, realizing he had spent a decade chasing a future of wealth, forgetting that the present moment was the true treasure. How do people lose the present? Clinging to the past, some dwell in memories, yearning for bygone glory or lost love, forgetting that the past, however beautiful, cannot return. Fretting over the future, others believe, I'll be happy when I'm richer, when I achieve this, when I have that. But even when they succeed, they crave more, delaying happiness and chasing the unattainable while overlooking the simple joys. Failing to savor the now, some eat a delicious meal but worry about work. Others travel to stunning vistas, yet their minds race with distant concerns. They have everything but truly experience nothing. Many live their whole lives without truly living, waiting for a day when they'll be happy, only to realize too late that time has slipped away. So, live fully in each moment, for every second you breathe is a miracle. Conclusion. Dear friend, life is impermanent, ever-changing. Everyone faces ups and downs, gains and losses, joys and sorrows. But by understanding these 6 truths, your heart can remain at peace, untouched by the world's turbulence. Seeing impermanence, we cease to cling. Knowing all things change here today, gone tomorrow, we neither grieve excessively nor hold on tightly. While things remain, we cherish them. When they depart, we let go lightly. Seeing cause and effect, we blame neither others nor fate. Everything happens for a reason. Blessings stem from accumulated merit, suffering from unwholesome seeds sown. Instead of faulting others, we quietly reflect, refine ourselves, and cultivate wholesome deeds. Seeing the hearts of others, we preserve our kindness. The world is a mix of truth and deceit, but whether we meet the virtuous or the malicious, we hold fast to our goodness. We neither grow bitter from hurt nor lose faith in goodness due to betrayal. Seeing abundance in what we have, we curb endless craving. The richest are not those with the most, but those content with what they have. A simple meal with a peaceful heart outweighs lavish feast with a troubled mind. Valuing what's ours, we don't chase distant desires, missing the happiness within reach. Seeing ourselves, we stop chasing others. Each has a unique path, no need to compare or conform to others' standards. Knowing who we are, what we want, and what we need, we live a meaningful life, not squandering this human existence. Seeing happiness in each moment, we neither regret the past nor fret over the future. Happiness is not some distant prize but lies in the now. Savoring each moment fully is true peace. These 6 insights, when embraced, bring a life of ease and freedom, free from anger or sorrow, lived in harmony with cause and condition. Cherish what you have, calmly welcome what comes, and gently release what goes. For, in the end, life is but a passing breeze, a fleeting dream in this world. So, live fully, live meaningfully, so that when you close your eyes for the final time, your heart holds no regrets.